Hey, welcome to our Business Talk, our weekly University of Rio Grande, Ohio State University South Center's podcast show. We are here at the University of Rio Grande TV studio, and not only are we doing live internet radio through Blog Talk Radio, but we're also live on the Jackson Educational Access TV and Channel 17 University of Rio TV channel. Our podcasts are archived and placed on YouTube for viewing and listening again. Our mission is simple: to promote the University of Rio Grande and its diverse educational programs, promote the Ohio State University South Centers and its many business technology programs, promote the many great businesses and the supportive organizations in our area, and finally, promote Southern Ohio, a great place to live, learn, and enjoy life to the fullest. Co-hosts include Jason Winters, Director of the Center for Small Business Entrepreneurship, and Mike Thompson, Instructional Design and Media Services Director, who are both with the University of Rio Grande. We also have myself, Pat Dengel, Business Development Specialist, and on occasion, a MBA and an undergraduate student here at the University of Rio Grande. Today, it's our pleasure to feature Bryan Blair, who is the owner and the business entrepreneur who started Nybble Cafe, located here in Gallipolis, Ohio. Bryan, welcome. It's great having you here.
Thank you.
Bryan, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. Well, I'm Bryan Blair. I own and operate Nybble Cafe in downtown Gallipolis. I was raised in London, Ohio, just southwest of Columbus.
You don't seem to have an accent.
No accents there. I have 3 brothers and sisters. My family, they're also entrepreneurs. They own a towing company. My brother owns a heating and cooling company, so we are a family of entrepreneurs. And we find that service to community is it's enjoyable.
It's my understanding you attended the university as a student, the University of Rio Grande.
I did. I started music education years ago.
So you're a musician in addition to all that. I'm a musician also. I
Really?
get to play the radio
Okay.
now and then. But what kind of musician are you?
Well, I have a unique talent in that I have the ability to play almost anything I touch instrumentally. And I'm also a vocal tenor. So
Very good.
Oh, you were in the Grand Chorale, weren't you?
yes, I
Yeah.
was under Dr. Lawrence at that time. Yes.
And do you still do you play down at the Nybble Cafe?
Not at the cafe, no, but occasionally you'll hear some trumpeting going on upstairs in the apartment above the cafe.
So you're the owner, proprietor, bookkeeper, head
Manager?
chef,
Head chef,
Head
all
chef?
the above.
manager,
Yes.
bus boy probably.
So where does the love for the culinary arts come from?
Well, I think it kind of ties in with my music creativity. I feel like food, much like music and art, there's no boundaries. It's a creative thing. So when you start something, a new recipe, for example, you get the creative juices flowing. You create it. If it's good, it's good. If it's not, you start over and try again. And I think it all kind of comes together with music and art and food. So
I've heard a lot of music created with Mexican food.
yeah, I'm a big fan. I like Mexican food.
So have you moved away from the Gallia County area?
Well, I was raised in London, Ohio, just southwest of Columbus. So I came down here for school, and I left and moved to Florida for a while. Had a great time there. Decided that wasn't quite my cup of tea down there. Came back up here and started a few other business ventures, and this opportunity, along with the Digital River Project, led me to where we are right now.
So where does the love for the West Coast food come from?
Well, I think it's I feel like, and it's apparent at this point, that people around here have longed for this style. They want the fresh, the innovative, the new design, the steering away from the common burgers and fries into the chopped salads and sandwiches and wraps. And it's I guess it's a more healthy alternative at the same time. But it's something that in research that we've learned that people want. They want that option. When they don't want the greasy burgers and fries, they can come to Nybble and get a fresh chopped salad, a sandwich wrap, flatbread pizza, etc. So,
Is there any demographic that comes in, or is it all ages?
it's all ages. I mean, we have we have a large social media presence, so. A lot of that age group is the 16 to 34, most of which are women, most of which are looking to live a healthier lifestyle, and that's pretty much our target. We want to be able to provide that cuisine to those kinds of people.
Okay, so where does the innovation with the laptops and the electronic media to take your orders, where does that all fit in?
Yeah, since your name is derived from technology.
Yeah.
Right. That was kind of the goal in all of this in the very beginning, when the Digital River Project was in the strategic planning stage. They wanted to bring as much technology to the area. Obviously, it's the Digital River. And being able to implement that kind of technology into our cafe was something that we wanted to do from the very beginning. So our point of sale system runs completely on an iPad. We will be implementing an iPad to each and every table, so people can zoom in and see each menu item and order directly from there, swipe their card, pay from the table, and the food will be brought to them. That's something that we will be implementing soon. But Nybble is a technology term. That's what we went for. It's Nibble's a term used to describe a set of 4 bits. There are 8 bits in a byte, 2 nibbles in a byte, and obviously it has double meaning. It's a nibble. People are eating as well, so it just kind of fit perfectly, and that's where we went.
So, Pat, if you can get down the street and get a shave and a haircut for 2 bits, then it's 4 nibbles.
Exactly.
Good shape.
That's. I'd like to know where you can get a shave for 2 bits.
It's not going to happen anymore. Not these
I don't
days.
know that I'd want someone that was willing to shave me for 2 bits touching me.
Yeah, with a sharp object. Yeah, I know what you
Old
mean.
straight razors.
Just out of curiosity, I've always heard of coffee shops as coffee shops, but you are a coffee cafe.
Correct.
What's the difference?
Well, a coffee shop is traditionally coffee, where you can go in and grab your morning cup of joe, cappuccino, frappuccino, whatever you want to call them. We have a basic coffee service at Nybble, which we also use another local source for that, Silverbridge Coffee.
We're familiar with Lorraine Walker.
Yes, Lorraine Walker, absolutely. She's a genius in her craft. People love her coffee. So we've tied it in on a more basic level, in that the cafe portion stands out more than the coffee portion, and that we're providing more food choices than we are coffee.
Huh, very good.
But
And
now, Lorraine is a coffee brewer, but does she do the cappuccino?
She does
like
not.
That? No?
She is. She's a roaster, not necessarily
a
a
flavored
brewer.
roaster.
She does have a couple of flavors. But she is. She's really a master in her craft. We spent a few hours out there prior to our opening, going through and watching the roasting process and tasting the different styles and roasts that she had. And it was certainly something that we wanted to implement, not only because it's local and it's right down the road, but it's absolutely delicious. It is by far one of the best cups of coffee I've ever had, and being able to get it by the cup in our area is you can't really find it anywhere. She does all wholesale, so being able to serve it by the cup locally is really great, and people love it.
So
Is
give
there
us
anything
an
else that you have ties locally or have plans to tie in locally?
We do. We are eventually looking to operate on what we're calling the 30-mile rule. So anything that we can't get within 30 miles, we either don't want or we'll implement somehow in another way. So going forward, we do plan to implement all of our dairy products coming from Laurel Valley. As much as we can keep it local, that's what we want to do. And you know that it comes right back down to basic economics, and that, you know, if we're able to support somebody locally, they can in turn support somebody locally.
And I was going for too your decorations.
Decorations, yeah, absolutely. That was it was something that I had thought of doing a long time ago, and when I posted information on Facebook asking people to bring in their artwork and photography, they came. I did not anticipate that many people. In fact, I didn't realize that there was that much talent and creativity right here in Gallia County. Our walls are completely full. We have 20-foot ceilings, and I have almost no place to put any additional artwork or photography at this point. But everything that is in the cafe at this point is done by somebody locally.
Is that also for sale or not?
Most of it is for sale. I would say 98% of the work that is in there is for sale. We've encouraged the artists to price their work. If somebody wants to buy it while they're in there, we'll handle the transaction and cut the artists a check or cash or whatever they want. We're not taking any percentage off of that. It's just giving them an opportunity to display their work locally.
So it's part of the French art creativity program that they have throughout downtown Gallipolis.
Right. There are a number of pieces throughout the cafe right now, actually, that have been on display at the French Art Colony. I continue to work with the folks that have displayed there before that are wanting to bring more in, and which is great. I mean, if we've got the room for it, we're going to display it for them, and hopefully somebody will come along and buy it. So it'll give a little bit of encouragement to the artists, and knowing that what they're doing is well received.
So tell us a little bit about the menu. What's
menu.
on the menu?
The menu is all cafe-style foods. It's
Chili fries and
no chili fries,
deep fried Oreos.
no deep
And
fried
sliders.
Oreos.
We got sliders, right?
Those are really good. I've had them. In fact, we're completely opposite. We do not even house a deep fryer in our facility. It is all fresh cuisine. We do not house a freezer, so everything that we get is fresh and used on the spot. So when we run out, we get more. So nothing is frozen. We have a variety of chopped salads. You can create your own as well. There are, I think, 10 pre-composed flavors of chopped salads on there, which are extremely popular. So much so that we have trouble keeping enough of the products that go in the salads on hand. But aside from the chopped salads, we also have a number of sandwiches, wraps. A lot of people get the chopped salads in a wrap, so they can eat on the go without having the fork and the bowl and all of that. Flatbread pizzas are very popular. It's
Flatbread pizzas?
flatbread pizzas, yes. They are, well, it's a pizza, but it's not a pizza that you would get from your average pizza shop. We have a little bit of
Like sausage and pepperoni.
no sausage or pepperoni.
Oh.
There are there's a grilled shrimp.
You mean that's not
flatbread.
healthy?
Sure. Well, I guess it depends on what all you're putting on it. The grilled shrimp flatbread is a pretty popular one.
Is that seasoned in any way?
It is. It has a cilantro, lime, mango salsa that is topped with, rather than a traditional marinara sauce. Grilled shrimp. The roasted red pepper and portobello flatbread is extremely popular. So they're flavors
There's
that you
another
can't
little cherry
get.
tomato one too.
The cherry tomato basil is extremely popular. That's probably our most popular one, is the cherry tomato basil. But they're flavors that you can't get at a traditional pizza shop. So they really attract the attention of people when they come in, and they see mango salsa. what's that? They come back for more the next day. They absolutely love it. So
Yeah, that's one thing I got used to when I lived in Germany. There was an Italian pizza place, and everything was just really fresh. And I had to like transition from
sure.
the normal pizza places I was used to here to that fresh type of, because it's kind of more of concentrating on the bread and just a couple of toppings.
Mm-hmm.
And once you get used to that freshness, I know other pizza chains say that we use the freshest stuff. Not as fresh as what you might think,
Sure.
right? So,
Well, let's talk a little bit more about the freshness concept and the idea of buying local. You're talking about a 30-minute radius. We're in southeastern Ohio. The growing season for local produce does not extend all the way around the year.
Absolutely.
How are you going to get local lettuce in December?
Well, that's a challenge that we're working on. If we can't get it locally, obviously there are distributors and other sources that we can get it. So that said, again, the goal is to keep it as local as possible. If we can't, we'll find a way to get it and/or alter our menu to make it as fresh and local as possible. It is a challenge, though. There are things that are on our menu that you can't find locally. I mean, we have snow peas and edamame and things like that you can't find that in southeastern Ohio. So, using a wholesale distributor at that point to accommodate that is a route that we'll take.
Do you have any local producers that are willing to do greenhouse work for you?
Not yet, but if they're out there, call us. If we can keep it local and support you, then we definitely want to do that.
Well, why is that important?
Well, it's again, it comes back down to the fact that you're supporting somebody locally, and that means more money is staying here locally. In fact, I read an article the other night in a research group that studied customers buying produce from a supermarket, a major supermarket, versus a farmer's market, and they found that twice that money stays in the community when they're buying from the farmer's market. So, twice. That's a big chunk of change that's staying in the community, and being able to support everybody as a whole right here in Gallipolis and Gallia County.
So your signature sandwich
The signature sandwich
is what?
It's called the Megabite.
What's on that?
Megabyte.
The Megabite, it is grilled chicken, a light barbecue sauce, grilled corn, lettuce, tomato, and a light ranch. It's probably our most popular. It is our signature sandwich.
How can you get that?
A lot of people get it. It comes on a ciabatta roll. A lot of people get it in a spinach wrap, which is my favorite. I always recommend it in a spinach wrap. We also have whole grain wraps and flour wraps that people like.
So that's the thing you can customize on your
Sure.
menu. Each of the sandwiches you can get in some sort of wrap,
Sure.
or ciabatta bread, or is there any other
Absolutely.
ones?
Salads are the same way. A lot of people like I said, they like the mobile aspect of being able to get a salad, but not necessarily have to carry around a bowl if they're driving down the road on their lunch break, or they have 10 minutes to eat and they don't want to worry about having the bowl and the fork, and they can get all of that chopped salad in a spinach wrap, dressing the whole 9 yards, and be able to have that mobile aspect and get it done quickly.
How about desserts?
All of our desserts right now come also from a local source. Our guest chef, Jan Bergdahl, does a number of our homemade decadent pumpkin pie. We can't keep enough of it, and she's a genius in the kitchen as well. We also have cupcakes that come in supplied by Divalicious Cakes and Candies, which is also another local provider in Gallipolis. So we do not do anything ourselves as far as desserts go yet, but we try to have people locally that will bring their items in, and we sell them on the spot for them.
What kind of challenges have you seen so far in the operation of your new business?
Several. It's been a very interesting learning experience for sure.
Because you run other businesses, and
Sure.
maybe this is something a little different.
The food industry is it's hectic. It's busy. Being able to stay on top of and ahead is the biggest challenge, I think, at this point. We've come to realize that we have X amount of product on hand, and 11 to 2 is our time frame. We're a lunch spot. People know that.
But you also have supper too.
We do.
Right?
We're open 10:30 to 8 during the week, but we're cafe style, lunch style. That's people know that, and between 11 and 2, we're slammed. So keeping on top of the product that we have on hand and being able to accommodate the number of people that are coming through there during that time frame has certainly been the biggest challenge at this point, and keeping ahead. So when we have X amount of product on hand and it runs out, we've either got to take it off of the menu or go an alternate route, and we continuously order more each and every day and still find that we run out of this product or another. So
isn't that sort of good, because it does keep the wasting of food down?
Absolutely, and that's huge in the restaurant industry.
Yes.
Product waste is,
Which just that is waste.
It is. There's a lot of it that goes out in a full service restaurant. The research that I've done, that's a large dollar amount that's going out the door every night.
10%.
But on the other hand, you've got to be creative in your customer service.
Absolutely.
When someone really wants something other on a ciabatta bread and you're out.
Sure. Yeah, we've got to be able to accommodate that somehow. We've got to be a little innovative and on our toes, which we've done. We've run out of our flatbread crusts. Somebody said, "Well, I really want the flatbread pizza." Well, we can put it on a pita. We'll make it work. We'll do whatever we can to accommodate. And, there's things on the menu that are not on the menu, rather, that people have come up and said, "Hey, can you do this?" And if we've got it on hand, we're going to make it. That was one of our first things after grand opening was we had a family come in with, 4 or 5 kids, and that was one thing that we didn't even think about was kids. We don't have anything on our menu that appeals to a child. It's they're more adult flavors,
chicken
if you
bites
will.
or something.
Exactly. So there are we've got the capability to make grilled cheese. We've got the capability to make cheese pizzas or just chicken, or we'll do whatever we can to accommodate, and we've added those things to our menu after we found that they became kind of popular. So. And it's trial and error.
I was going to ask you what one of the biggest surprises was, and I guess
kids menu.
Accommodating.
That was it. That very first day after grand opening, we had that family come in, and they're like, "Well, what can we get for our kids?" I don't know. I did not think about that. So, the next week we implemented the grilled cheese and the cheese pizzas and the applesauce, and we've got fresh fruit salads and things like that. So it's still somewhat on the healthier side of the kids menu. Again, we don't have any deep fryers or anything like that. So chicken nuggets and fries are out, but they seem to enjoy it, and so far so good. So
this one of your opportunities came from the Digital River Project.
Correct.
Tell the audience about Digital River Project.
The Digital River Project is a non-profit organization. They provide grant funding to new businesses and existing businesses to expand and grow. Obviously,
now, the grant isn't here's all the money, try it.
Sure. Yeah. No. There's an application process and an interview process that you have to go through, and they determine the amounts and how the funds will be spent. And it can be
you as an owner have to bear at least
absolutely.
a significant part. Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely. There are definitely some stipulations that come along with it, but their goal overall is to assist a new startup business in getting them up and running, and provide that sense of accomplishment. Obviously, the biggest issue with any startup is getting through the first year. It's paramount to success. If you can make it through the first year, things start to kind of plane out a little bit, and you feel like things are operating better. And their goal not only financially, but they're a huge support network. They've got, their committee is comprised of business owners and local executives and people that have done this before. They've been through all of these processes in opening and starting a business. So
I would think that is so important, and
absolutely,
because it's really you against the world.
Sure.
But if you have this supportive group behind you,
right? And they're providing everything from business counseling to the financial aspect to spreadsheets and worksheets and how to refine processes, and they're really there to support you and get your business up and running. And if you have an existing business, take it to the next level. So
they would be an advisory council also?
Yeah, essentially they are. Well, and the great thing about where I'm located is they meet a block away. So a lot of the folks that are on the DRP committee will come down and have lunch at Nybble, and they'll do their meeting and talk shop and get things done there. But
it'll be a bad day if they don't come there.
Amen. But no, they've been a huge support, not only financially, like I said, but they frequently stop in and ask how things are going, and it's great having that opportunity. And if anybody wants to start something in the Digital River District, now's the time. Go through the process. Fill out an application, go through the interview process. They'll help you. They'll refine it. They'll get your business plan the way that it needs to be, and it's a really neat program.
Are they looking for a certain type of business, or are they open to any business?
I think they're open to any business, really. If it's a solid plan initially, they will help refine it and make sure that it's solid throughout.
It has to be feasible, I guess.
Yeah. They're like I said, they're comprised of a group of extremely talented and well-versed folks that are extremely knowledgeable in the business arena. Folks from OSU South Centers are involved, and it's just really a neat opportunity for anybody to take part of. And they're showing small towns across the country that with a little bit of support, it can happen, and those downtowns can get back to the way that they used to be. So
I do have one quick question, because I know we're sort of running out of time. You were from originally London. You went to school here, but you stayed here. What is it about Gallia County, Gallipolis, that keeps you want to grow your roots here?
Well, I'd been back and forth a number of times between here and London, and for starting in January or February, when this idea started to go from a paperwork standpoint to actually in process, I frequented down here. I would come down here at least 2 or 3 times a week, scoping out locations and just sitting in the park and watching. And for a number of hours, one day I was sitting at the park right on the corner, 2nd Avenue and Court Street, and I just sat there and I watched and I looked around, and I was early. I was on the road 4 or 5 in the morning that morning, coming down from London, and so the sunrise is coming over the river. What's that?
So you were a vagrant.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. So I came down and I'm sitting there and I'm just watching the number of people that are going up and down 2nd Avenue, and the great landscape that we've got there, the park and the riverfront, and I'm what's going through my mind is, this can be so much more. This can be so much more. How do we get people to come back down here and enjoy this? It's absolutely stunning. Just look out the door and you've got a gorgeous park and a riverfront and the sun coming up over the mountain, and it's that's landscape played a large role in my desire to do it where we did it. But that said, since then, the community has been nothing but supportive through the entire renovation process. They were sticking their head in the door and, what can we do to help? Is there anything we can do? It was apparent that the community wanted it as well, and I think that played a large role in why we did it.
Well, you have to have that passion.
Sure.
You have to have that love to serve the customers, to enjoy what you're doing.
Right.
And we are very glad that you are here in Gallipolis, Ohio, and in Gallia County, and making this part of your home. Thank you for being here. I know that you had around 12 or 13 amusing stories, but I think our time is running out, and you'll have to come back and tell those amusing stories.
Absolutely.
We have been talking with Bryan with Nybble Cafe of Gallipolis down across from the City Park on Court Street. We encourage everybody to stop in and visit him and check out his menu. Bryan, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I'm Jason.
I'm Patrick.
I'm Mike.
I'm Brian.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good day.